Hey guys, it's Taylor with Taylor Your Life. It is Motivation Monday. If you haven't seen these videos before, this is what I do to get myself in the right frame of mind on those super rough Mondays where you got to get back to reality and get back to life and get your mindset right so you can accomplish what you need to for the week. Today, I got some perspective when I went and did some things for my Monday that we'll be sharing with you. And we're going to talk about how when you get underneath things, when you feel like you're just barely treading water, keeping your head up above, that we can give yourself some perspective so that you can push through those times. I hope you guys are excited as I am for this message, so here we go. So today was your typical Monday. You wake up and you're behind the 8 ball from the get-go. Sierra and I were up super late last night with our travel planning, and we had so many things left over, dishes and housework and yard work. And today we were supposed to be meeting up with Shane and Joanna, who are gonna give us some free gravel so we can get it done on our yard. And everything just seemed like, how in the world am I gonna get it done on top of my work day? Well, on the way to work, I realized that I had a presentation at the middle school that I had forgotten about and had to run by Walmart on the way to work just to get a poster board so I could put it together to do my presentation today. And that is how the day went. Sometimes you feel like you just can't catch up. You're chasing your tail all week long. But you know what? I'll tell you something that I realized today when I was giving my presentation to the middle school. When I was thinking about this and reducing stress in middle school, I started to think to myself, like, what was it that I was even stressed out about in middle school? I'm sure at the time that I was there that things seemed pretty real. Things seemed like an imminent threat. I didn't have any perspective of that time. And I'll tell you what, I don't think that the middle schoolers' problems are any different than ours. We look at them now and say, oh, your problems are so silly, guys. If you knew what the real problems were in life, I'm an adult and I've been through some things. There's been some things that have really screwed me up, and guys, what you're thinking about right now is just completely inconsequential. But what if I told you right now in your life that the things that are bothering you right now, the stress you have in your relationships, whether it's a toxic one, the stress you have with your finances, the stress you have with your weight, the stress you have with your mortgage and your bills, and all those things that you need to get done to get your kids to where they need to go, to get yourself where you need to go, to get yourself where you want to be in life, all those stresses are inconsequential compared to the perspective that you're going to have in 5 years. Here I am at 30 almost, and looking back at these middle schoolers and saying, you don't have any perspective, you don't have any idea what the real world is like. Well, I'll tell you what, if you talk to my dad right now, who's 30 years my senior, he probably looks at me and says, you don't have any idea what the world can do to you, son. I have been through things that will make your skin crawl, and it's nice that you think you've got it all figured out, but life hasn't even begun to mess with you. And so that's what I'm going to tell you guys today. The problems that you think you have now are just going to be things that give you perspective in the future. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't take them seriously. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't address them or confront them. I think that's one of the most important things we can do as human beings, is making sure that we confront and own our problems, because then we can own ourselves and no one holds those things over us. But when we start to feel like things are getting overwhelming, like when we had to get this gravel done tonight, and we also had all of our projects that we need to catch up on our house, getting things planned for our upcoming trip to Europe, and all the other things that are just coming down on me with our bills and our finances, and me making sure that I continue to make these videos for you guys, it's just perspective. Stop. Take a break and realize that all the things that are worrying you this day, you probably won't even remember next week. So stop. Take a breath and take a look at what this day is. I've got my sprinklers going, the sun's coming down, it's a beautiful night outside. I've got Sierra here with me. Our friends came over and spent some time with us to unload this gravel tonight, and I'll tell you what, life is okay. There's gonna be times in your life when it's not, when things happen that are not with your plan, when things happen where you think you know where you're going and you don't end up going in that direction. You have to completely change gears, and I'll tell you what, a lot of times it steers you in the direction that you should be going anyways. So stop. If you guys are stressing out today, if you guys think that there's just no way out of the problems that you're in right now, just start and take one step at a time. Do what you can with what's in front of you, and just give yourself some perspective and say, in a year, in 3 years, in 5 years, my problems today are going to be middle school problems by then. You guys have this. Perspective is king, and I'm hoping that you guys can get some. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you guys did have some real problems when you were in middle school. What were the things that you were fighting with your friends? I don't know if I can remember any, but it'd be fun to have a discussion there in the comments. Also, all this month, you guys know, I'm giving away 3 of those palette art flag picture holders that I made. By liking, subscribing, or sharing these videos, you get an entry for each time you do that. At the end of this month, I'll be announcing the winners, and I'll make sure to get those picture framed to you guys. There's 3 of them that we're giving away. Thank you guys so much for your support. It's Motivation Monday. Give yourself some perspective and get out there and do something this week. We'll talk to you later.